We continue now with the Compass and Voice Bible. Now, we went through the Voice Bible a moment ago to show you what it was like. And now we will take the Compass Bible and show you how it compares with the Voice Bible. Now, here is an example here. In the Compass Bible, as opposed to the Voice Bible, you have internal maps. Now, for instance, in the book of Ezra, there is an internal map, much like the ones I showed you in the Voice Bible that have all these comments that help you to understand it. Now, that is in the Compass Bible. In the Voice Bible, in the very same place, you have zero maps, nothing at all. You only have that. So, that is one particular difference you see right there. And of course, the other difference is when we get to the end of it, we have also what you call a topical guide to the notes, which is the same as in the Voice Bible. And then you have a topical guide to the scripture, which is the same as it was in the Voice Bible. But when you get to the end of that, and then you come to the maps, if you compare these to the ones I had in the Voice Bible maps, you see, number one, that they are not in color at all. There are some similarities here where it gives you exactly what's going on in the maps. But if you compare these maps with one another, first of all, there are fewer maps in the Compass Bible. None of them are in color. And they're not as large because the size of this Bible is smaller and the other one is in large print and so forth. And those are Paul's journeys, very carefully laid out. And you'll see they are smaller. But there are differences here as well because in the Voice Bible, some of those maps do not include Paul's journeys as much as the Compass Bible does. Now, this one with Paul's journeys here gives some of his missionary journeys, but not as much as the other one does. So, there you compare these two Bibles, both the same in their layout, both the same in the way that it's done on the inside, and the notes are the same. But you'll notice the internal maps, and there are many more of them in here. There are 0 internal maps in the Voice Bible. And there are quite a few of them in here if one were to go through the whole thing and find them. And they're in here quite often, and there are 0 in the other. By the way, I forgot to tell you one thing about both of these. When you come to a book, whatever the book happens to be, and you get right there, and I say Joshua, this is the Compass Bible, you will have what it's about, entering the promised land. For example, it says right there. And it also says by Joshua, who spied out the land. And then you have a summary of Joshua before you get into the text itself and so forth. And then, of course, you get all those readings where whoever is speaking, you know. By the way, in all of these, God tends to be called the Eternal One. Now, that means the I am, or I will be what I will be, or I am who I am. That's where that comes from. That's why they call it in both of these the Eternal One. So you will find that also constant in both of these translations. And it's very interesting in that sense. So between both of these Bibles, you see the similarities because they're both published in the same way, but by 2 different publishers. But you will see some dissimilarities as well. So when one has these, fortunately for me, I have both, so I can compare them. Sometimes that's very helpful. And of course, if you compare these with other Bible translations, that is also very interesting. And when Dake did the Zondervan large commentary on the Bible, Zondervan, when he did that, he does different translations that are different than the King James. And I have begun to compare them with these on the Voice Bible as well to see how they differ. And that is quite interesting. So this is what you will find out about the Voice and the Compass Bible. I find out that if you are really interested in it, they are great translations. There are some, of course, who disagree with me on this, and that's to be expected with all translations, depending on one's point of view. But I suggest these are wonderful translations, and they do give you great insight into who is speaking, who they're speaking to, why they are speaking, and good maps and good internal note structures. We hope you've enjoyed these little comments on these two wonderful Bibles and have a pleasant day.